What's up guys, on this episode, we will upgrade our trunk and we'll make it a power release. Right here on my table, we have the trunk stock garnish as well as the JDM version. We have them both right here so we can have a quick comparison. At a glance, you will notice that we do not have the keyhole on the JDM version. And we also have a wiring on it. It's for the switch of the opener. It's a power switch. And in terms of the length, this stock one is a bit longer, about an inch in total. And at the back, let me just flip them around. So there. The main difference that you will notice is that on the JDM version, we have clips on both ends, wherein on the stock one, we do not have those. And aside from those clips, we also have this support right here, which we do not have on the stock one. I believe this is for additional strength. And of course, we have the switch right here. In order for us to make this work, we'll need to use the power latch as well. So here it is. It's a JDM version as well. It has a motor inside, unlike the stock one. Since our car is not designed for this functionality, we'll have to create our own wirings. So let's do it and make this happen. Okay guys, this is the connector for the switch. So as you can see, we have two terminals. So to make it work, we'll need a new positive connection. So the positive connection will be coming from this harness as well. But the source of it, we'll figure that out later on. So it will be included on this harness as well. And we'll create a new branch for it at this point. So the positive wire will go on one of this terminal, and the other terminal from here will be connected on the power latch. So whenever you trigger the switch at the garnish, the circuit will be closed and it will trigger the motor at the latch. Alright guys, this is the harness that we'll be using. I have the original connector, so I'm not forced to use an aftermarket one. On the black wire, I soldered a terminal which will go on the connector for the latch. So here it is. As you can see, as of now we only have two. And for the red wire, this will be the positive 12. Alright guys, this is the output of our project. So this is the connector for the switch that goes on this way, and this is the connector for the latch. I already installed the latch as well. We just have two bolts right here and right there, so it's very clean and same as the JDM version. Alright guys, for the power trunk, we actually need to develop a module to make it work, and that module will be binded on the lock system of the car. So when the car is unlocked, there will be a positive 12 on the trunk latch, and when the car is locked, that power will be cut, so that when the car is locked, you will not be able to open the trunk. That is how it's supposed to be. But since our car is not designed for that one, we have to develop our own module. But as of the moment, we do not have the time yet to study the module. So our installation will be a different approach. And right here on my table, we have the parts needed on this approach. So on this approach, we will need a relay. So this is what we will use. It's a Bosch relay. It's a 12 volts, 30 ampere. And for the beginners, let me just quickly discuss the usage of this. So this relay, let me just show you the numberings on this one. So for every relay, you'll have different numberings, and for this one, what we have, let's first start with the 86 and 85. So 86 and 85. So these two, this is where you will power this relay. So regardless if you tap the negative in here or the positive in here, it's okay, it's fine. And when there's a supplied power on these two terminals, the number 87 right here on top and the number 30 at the bottom will be connected to each other. So therefore, these two will be closed. So with that said, this is where you will tap the power source of your accessory. So like for example, on this 30, you will connect this on your car battery, and this 87, this could be a fog light or a aftermarket horn. So that's the usage of it. And we also have additional 87 at the middle, but on our application we will not use it. It's the same purpose of this 87 on the top. So that's for the relay. And right here I created a simple sketch. So this will be our design. So first let's identify the parts in here. So right here we have the trunk. So in the trunk we have the switch, which is located in here, and it is illustrated on the right. And at the bottom of the trunk we also have the latch, so which is illustrated at the bottom. And on the top we have here, I have labeled it door connected negative wire. So this negative wire is connected on your door, and this is also the negative wire of your dome light. So we have discussed this before on the installation of the ignition keyring light. So if you want to check it, I'll be including the link on the description below. And we also have the car battery, so it's right here. And of course we have the relay. So first, let's start discussing the connection which will power the relay. So right here, the 86, this will be our negative. So it will go on the negative connection of your dome light, or the negative wire which is connected on your door. And we will place a fuse in here. It's a 0.5 ampere. It's because we do not want to overload the stock wire, because it's not designed to have this load, just to be safe, even though this is negative. And for the positive, it will be the 85. So it will go directly on the battery with a fuse of 0.5 ampere as well. So as you can see, the switching part is on the negative, because this is not constant negative. It depends on the ECU. Like if you open the door, this will be live. Alright, let's proceed. So let's go on the 30. So the 30 will go on the positive of the battery as well, with a 10 amp fuse in consideration for the motor of the latch. So we have measured the draw of the latch. And what's left is the 87. So the 87 will go on the switch, and the switch will go on the latch. So therefore, if you hit the switch, the circuit will be closed, and with that it will trigger the latch. So if you're wondering, where's the negative of the latch? The negative of the latch is installed as stock. As you can see, we still have two terminals in here. These are preoccupied on your stock vehicle, and that's for the sensor for your trunk if it has been opened while the car is locked. That's for your security. So if you want to check if the negative on this latch is working, just press the lock button on your remote and then try to unlock your trunk using your key. If your alarm turns on, it means that it's working. That's other way to test if you don't have a multimeter. So I think I explained it well, and let's check the parts that we have in here. So this is the relay, and here's the relay socket. If you buy this, they usually comes with this socket. This plastic one is okay on this application. We do not need those heavy ceramics. So let's check. We have the 87 on top and 87 right there. Let's plug it in. So just like that. So this comes with 5 terminals. We just remove the middle one because we will not be using it. And as you can see, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up. The violet and green are a bit thicker compared on these two, because these two wires are for the 86 and 85. So this will be the power for the relay, and this will be the relayed power source, like for example your accessory, and this will be our battery. So this will be our fuses. So the black connector is the 0.5 ampere for the negative, and this one, this is the other 0.5, and this is for the 10 ampere. And this harness, this will get the constant positive from the battery. So I guess you now have the idea, and we can now proceed on the installation. Okay guys, this is the assembled harness. So these two, these are the positive 12. We have the negative, which will connect on the dome light. We have the green, this will be the switch of the trunk, and that will power the latch. And by the way, we have here the fuses. Don't get confused. We have here the 10 ampere fuse, but its wire looks thinner compared on the 0.5 ampere fuse, but it's not. This yellow is 14 gauge wire, and then this red is 22 gauge wire. This is the negative connection of your dome light. That one, the pink wire, and as you can see, we have a wire top connector on it. Then we have split it into two. This one, it's an existing accessory that we have, and then the other one, it's newly added for the power trunk. Then for the connection of the power trunk, so So this yellow wire right here, this is the additional wire that we have shown you when we installed the reverse camera. This will connect on the power switch of the trunk. We bundled the harness, so here it is now. And also we wrap the positive connections with Tesa tape. We'll just have to connect these 4 connectors now. The negative is now connected on the negative wire of the dome light. Then for the positive 2 wires, that will be connected on the direct positive of the battery. So we have a direct connection from the battery, which is hidden up in there. So what's left is this one. So this is the connector for the switch of the trunk. We will add a connector on this wire. Then after that, we will run it through the back so we can get it on this area. Then we'll connect it on this female connector. The connector is now in place. Here it is. So we are running the wire behind the dashboard. We'll just have to tuck this excess wire in. We are not cutting it yet because we have a plan on fixing all the accessories in the future. So after that, we'll just have to wrap this with Tesa tape and we're done. Alright guys, we have completed the installation and we tested it. It is working, it is good. However, we keep hearing the relay. It creates a buzzing noise whenever it turns on and off. And we believe that is due to the terminal where we connected it, because that line is intended for the dome light, and the dome light, as you may have noticed, it is not turning off in a snap. It has a bit of transition. So to fix that buzzing noise on the relay, we will install a voltage regulator. What we have here is a 12 volts to 12 volts. So be sure that the power coming in on the terminal 85 and 86 is passing through the voltage regulator to eliminate that buzzing noise. So this is the usual design of a voltage regulator. You have your input negative and positive, and you also have your output negative and positive. So once we install this, this should fix the issue and we are all good. Alright guys, we are now done and everything is now in place. Currently the car is locked. As you can see, the side mirrors are folded. And if you're going to try the trunk now, so it's not working. So we will unlock the car. So right there. And try the push button now. So there you go. Okay guys, that will be all for this episode. So again, this is a temporary approach. If we will have the time, we will develop that module. But for the meantime, we will leave it this way. And we might also configure the ECU to lessen the delay of the dome light or remove it if possible. So thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.